convert basket, set up the press, steal the ball, and score an easy two. That's the game plan tonight for these two teams. As we come to you from the Riverdome, I'm Kevin Bryant. I'm joined by Pete Poyer. Pete, the ball is up in the air. The game is started. Let's have a nice game tonight, sir.
And Skyline has controlled the tip. Thank you very much, Kevin. And we are underway here at the Riverdome. Now basketball dome on the baseline. Now back down to Wilson. And it's off there, and Wilson out of bounds. Unforced turnover, and it'll be Huron basketball.
And as I was mentioning in the open there, Pete, these two teams play the exact same styles. They like to come out, put a lot of defensive pressure, convert an easy bucket, set that pressure right back up.
Now it's River Rats' first time on offense. Henry back to Bond. Back to Bond at top of the key. Now over to Jackson for the long ball. No good, off the rim. Rebounded by Wesley, Marquise Wesley. And Jack Clark will bring it up the floor for the Eagles. Now back out top to Wesley. Over to Clark. Now Skyline moving it around now, bring it in to the inside and in and out. No good by Theron Wilson. Really worked the basketball around well, got a good shot, just could not convert. And here's a three, off the rim, no good. Rebounded by Wesley. And we have a whistle, and Antonio Henry is going to pick up the foul for Huron.
Looked like a cheap foul there on Mike Lewis. Didn't even look like that much of a contact. And he's one of the players for the River Rats that Coach Samaha needs to keep on the court. He's the leader. On the flip side for the Skyline Eagles, we're going to hear a lot of Theron Wilson. Theron Wilson.
Oh, once again, Skyline moving it around. Into Wilson. Wilson tries to dish it off. It's tipped away. And Huron will come up the floor with it. Now shot by Weeks is short. Out of bounds, it'll be Skyline basketball.
Kind of looked like they caught Weeks off guard with that shot there. The ball pops in his hand, and from about 15 feet out, he needed to be about 12 out.
Well, or pass the ball.
Something, one of the two. But that right there is not going to get it done for Waleed Samaha and the River Rats.
Oh, Clark with it for Skyline. Henry ball hawking. Cross court to Wilson. Now Wilson's got it back. Looking for a cutter. Can't find one.
Very patient, deliberate offense right now for the Eagles.
Now shot up off the backboard. No good.
Looked like an opportunity for Huron to grab that ball there from Lewis. He chose not to, and unfortunately, it's going to stay the Eagles' ball.
So back out top to Theron Wilson. Over to Clark. Clark will get it back to Wilson. Now a long shot by Sambadan is no good, misses everything. Now Bond grabs the rebound. He goes coast to coast and puts it in. And he'll count it, plus the foul.
Nice look away there by Bond. He took a look over and glanced over to Mike Lewis. Take a look at him. He glances over, defense parts, and finishes with the finger roll. Sweet.
Oh, Bond with the free throw to complete the three-point play. It's good. And Huron leads 3-0 here with 5:20 to go in the first quarter. Now Sambadan down to Wilson on the baseline. Wilson drives the baseline. Off the glass and off the rim, no good. Rebounded by Huron. River Rats quickly back down the floor. Errant pass picked off by the Eagles. Now Wesley will bring it up. Gets it to Clark. It's through Sambadan's legs and out of bounds. Another turnover.
I think the two Eagle players there were a little bit too close for a pass, a bounce pass like that, but that's, again, what the Huron pressure will do to you. It's sort of like, when you're out there in the summer and all those gnats are flying around, you're just you're swatting at them, and that's just what the Huron defense will do to you.
I'm not sure Sandman was ready for that return pass.
That's true. It bounced off his legs, but it's that defensive pressure that the Rats are applying.
Now Lewis underneath the basket, off the rim, no good. Rebounded by Mann. Now Aquanco dribbling through his legs. Now they'll settle it down and run their offense. Okonkwo at the top of the key. Over to Wilson. Now bounce passes into the middle, and it's good. Jarius Mann with Skyline's first basket, and he will head to the line to go and complete the three-point play.
Nice little jump hook there by Mann. Really used his body to keep the defender away, and a nice little short jump hook.
And 3 bounce passes in a row before that shot was attempted by Mann.
Well, it's a smart way to attack the Huron River Rat zone defense. Get the ball in the middle.
There's Mann in the middle.
He's just a little bit bigger than everyone, too. Look at him.
Gets the rubber rim and gets the basket. Does not complete the three-point play. Free throw is no good. Now shot by Henry from the corner is no good. Rebounded by Okonkwo. He still has it. And a whistle. And some aggressive defense by those River Rats once again.
Well, Okonkwo has that ball on a string. He's just dribbling, he's wooing and wowing the crowd, but he's not making any type of progression as far as putting a little bit of pressure on the Huron defense. All that dribbling, Huron will put up with that as long as they get a turnover out of it.
Wilson inbounds to Clark. Now Wilson directing traffic. Now Wilson in the corner with it. Back to Clark. And we have another whistle and a travel. Clark shuffling his feet. Another unforced turnover by the Eagles. That'll be Huron basketball.
Tough call there for the Eagles. They're trying to feel each other out, both of these teams. And it kind of looks like both of them are a little apprehensive about taking that first step of momentum.
Oh, Lewis with the jumper. Falling away, and it's good. Nice fall-away jumper by Mike Lewis, and Huron extends their lead to 5-2.
Nice little turnaround fade away from the big guy.
Now into the middle, back out to Wilson. Wilson driving. Wild pass picked off by Henry. Henry will drive the lane and get the hoop and the harm. And Antonio Henry will head to the line.
Well, that's what the River Rats want to do. They want to get this tempo out and up, and they want to get out on the break and make some easy baskets. All of their baskets right now are coming from inside the paint, and here's another one.
And the free throw is good. He completes a three-point play. And with Huron up 8-2, head coach Mike Lovelace will call an Eagle timeout. 2:35 to play in the first quarter.
Well, Pete, we were talking about as the game began that these two teams, they have similar styles. Right now, it looks like momentum is trying to creep its way over to the River Rat bench. What do you think what Coach Mike Lovelace can do to combat this early momentum?
Well, I think he needs to really settle his team down on offense, maybe make some better passes. They're doing a good job moving the ball around, but when they go for that entry pass, Huron's right there in the lane and knocking the ball away. So they need to do a little better job of making sure that lane is clear before making that entry pass into the paint.
And also, I think he's also talking a little bit about the defensive end, too. Let's all get back on defense. But to your point, that's right. They need to be a little bit more patient on offense. Get that ball on the inside.
Right. They have gotten some good shots, just haven't gotten them to fall yet. Wilson's had a couple of easy layups, and they've just been in and out, haven't fallen for him. So,
and that can come from a bunch of things. Maybe rushing it a little bit, maybe your timing. Maybe you just haven't gotten that nice lather of sweat going.
Well, and there's a lot of energy in the building tonight, and players feed off of that. And maybe he's just got a little too much energy right now.
True. That's a good early timeout then.
That ball knocked out of bounds. It's going to stay Skyline basketball. Wilson will inbound. Out to Okonkwo. Now Wesley has it for Skyline, gets it to Wilson. Over to Okonkwo. They'll drive the baseline, throw up a floater, off the rim, no good. Rebounded by Lewis. Now back out top quickly. Three-pointer, in and out, no good. Rebounded by Wilson. Shot by Kendall Thomas. Now Wilson dishes off for the easy layup. Marquise Wesley with the basket. And with a minute and a half to play in the first quarter, Skyline gets its second basket of the night. Now a three-pointer by Lewis is on the way. Off the back of the rim, no good. Picked off by Cameron Haywood. Another shot up, no good. Now Lewis underneath the basket. Makes a little room and takes the layup up and in.
That's just what a senior's supposed to do in your own house. You get a little bit frustrated, go handle your business yourself, young man.
Now shot up by Mann, no good.
Can't bring that ball low, young man.
Now fighting for it on the floor. Jump ball situation. It'll be Huron basketball. On the alternating possession.
Coach's already off of Coach Samaha. He's into this game. Last week they come away with a 1-point victory over Ann Arbor Pioneer, 42-43. Don't want to lose to the other school in town.
And with a win tonight, they can crown themselves king of Ann Arbor.
Halfway.
Under a minute to play in the first quarter. Now Haywood with the spin and the shot, no good. Tip up, no good. Put back, no good. You're doing a great job crashing the offensive boards.
Effort. All that is, Pete, is effort. Because on all of those rebounds, Skyline had the inside position. Huron was beating them to the rebounding through effort. That's how you get more rebounds.
Oh, Samadan loses the ball. Picked off by Huron. Haywood gets it to Thomas. Thomas calling for Bugs. Under 10 seconds to play. Strickler with the long three-pointer. Off, no good. And picked up and put in by Marcus Bugs. A long shot at the buzzer, in and out, no good by Theron Wilson. And after one quarter of play, it's Huron 12 and Skyline 4. A great first quarter for the River Rats. They got it done on the offensive end and played good defense on the other end.
And, you know, you can hear them behind us. They're getting the crowd into the game. They're feeding off the energy in the building, as you alluded to earlier. And that's just the start you want to have. You know, you take a look at that last shot there. Again, Huron is beating the Skyline Eagles to the extra possessions, and those are the rebounds. That's all effort right now.
Well, and you know, the Huron players in the air, the Skyline players are all standing on the floor. They're not getting up to get that ball. They're not going after it.
And sometimes a coach will say, you're thinking too much out there, son. We need you just to react.
Just play ball.
Just play ball.
And perhaps that's the instruction that Coach Lovelace is giving to his players right now.
Hopefully. And maybe, you know, that was some of the message he delivered in that first timeout. That, hey, guys, let's calm down. The court is the same size. We might have a little bit more fans in the stands tonight, but let's get in our groove. I mean, they're a 6-3 team. They've played some tough games this year. Yeah, they're only in their fourth year, but they learned how to win soon.
Oh, you think he's going a little Norman Dale there?
You like that?
Basket's 10 feet.
Nice.
The floor is the same size.
A little bit of, hey, Hoosiers, right?
That's right.
Thank you.
Well, Skyline with the possession, opening the second quarter. Peter Baker with the ball, back to Okonkwo. Back to Baker. Baker looked for a three, pulled up. Now he'll dish off to Mann. Picked up by Okonkwo off the floor. Peter Baker with the long shot. No good. That's short. Tries to follow his own shot, but can't. Tipped away by Huron. Picked up by Lewis. And just like that, down the floor. Huron with the three-pointer from Yontae Jackson. And Huron with the 15-4 lead.
Good ball movement. Once the River Rats got the ball over court, they worked it around the perimeter, found a nice open shot.
Another turnover by Skyline, and just like that, down the floor comes Huron. Layup by Lewis is no good. Rebounded by Wilson. Wilson dishes down low. And on the shot by Marquise Wesley, we have a whistle and a foul. Huron's leading right now, but one thing they do have to be concerned with, they already have 5 team fouls. And free throws could bring Skyline back into the game. And it could pay off for Skyline later on in the game if someone gets in foul trouble.
Well, one of the things that Coach Samaha preaches is that everybody on this bench may get in the game. And that way he can employ that entire intensive defense from everybody that steps on the court. So foul trouble may not be one of the things of a priority on the list of, oh, we might not want to cross that one off tonight, son.
Both free throws are good by Wesley. And now Skyline goes into the press. Huron breaks it. They've probably seen enough of it in practice. Now driving is Bond. And he's going to draw the foul. Baker will pick up the foul for the Eagles.
Bond has been one of the more active players, and you see him here go strong to the left and then go back to the right-hand side and get hacked right across the top side by the Eagle player.
Bond will hit the first free throw.
You know, earlier in the year when we were here, Bond was one of the guys that got into early foul trouble. You can see why Coach Samaha likes him out on the court. Very versatile player.
Next one is off the front of the rim, no good. And Skyline will run on offense once again. Now Wilson driving the lane, and he gets the scoop to go. Theron Wilson with the bucket.
You expect that from Wilson. He's the leading scorer, leading rebounder, leading guy on the assist. He is their leader.
Now Lewis is called for traveling, and Skyline will get it right back. Try and cut into this 8-point lead.
Only the second turnover for the River Rats. They're taking good care of the ball tonight.
Now Wilson driving the baseline. He'll dish it off to Marquise Wesley. And off the glass and good for Wesley. And Skyline seems intent on feeding Wesley the ball down low in the paint.
And if you notice there, that young man has some really quick feet. I like the way he spun, kept the ball high, and finished well with his left hand.
Under 6 minutes to play in the second quarter.
Oh, there's those quick feet.
Now Okonkwo down low. He loses the handle. And it's going to go right back to Huron. A big possession there, really. If they score that bucket, it's now only a 4-point game. And Skyline can feel like they're back in the game.
And you can even hear the crowd calming down some. Skyline is chipping away at the lead.
Here's Lewis for the three-pointer on the way, and it's good. Mike Lewis with the three. And Huron back up 9. Now another Wilson losing the handle, out of bounds. It'll be Huron basketball once again.
Well, Pete, you were just saying if they could have converted on the last trip down, turnover. They can convert on this one, turnover. After you're, making the lead shrink as the Eagles were doing, you don't want to lose the momentum and let the River Rats gain back that momentum.
Well, frankly, Huron can be a little patient on offense here, get a good shot. Looked like a foul before the shot. Foul's going to be on Jarius Mann.
Mr. Lewis puts that ball on the floor, and he goes to the rack with a sense of purpose.
Very strong. Nice intercept by Clark. Long lead out pass to Okonkwo. Blocked by Bond.
That's the way you get back on defense.
Huron back down the floor. And Bond calling for the ball. He'll send it to Lewis for another three-pointer, and it's good. Lewis with 2 straight three-pointers. And Huron extends its lead to 12, and the crowd's right back in it, Kevin.
Just as we were saying, and that energy that the crowd gives the players out there is oozing out through Mike Lewis's left hand because he's working it right now.
Yeah, nothing but net for Mike Lewis. And the crowds, they love the dunk, and they love the three-pointer.
Oh, you know what? They love any time that you're in the lead as well, but to make it spectacular, leave it to a senior. He comes out here. He knows what to do. And just when the Eagles were putting together a pretty good quarter, the experience of the Huron players and that defense, a couple unforced errors really by the Eagles, some quick buckets, and they don't even go for the 2. They went for the big bucket, the bonus. Let's hit some trays out here.
We still have more than half of the second quarter to go. Still plenty of time left for the Eagles to get back in it before the end of the half. But they did have, like you said, Kevin, they had it down to 6, and now that lead is doubled to 12.
And one of the more productive players so far, Jarius Mann, picked up his second foul, and right after that, you see the River Rats putting a couple more digits on the scoreboard. And that's what, Coach Lovelace has been his pressing thing all year long. Yeah, you got Theron Wilson, but who's going to be my Robin? I have Batman. I need to find Robin out here, somebody I can depend on.
Well, and Mann might be that player. They've been feeding him in the paint, and he's converted a couple of baskets. But Skyline needs to be more careful with the basketball on the offensive end. I mean, they have to know that Huron's really active on defense.
It's the passing lanes. There it is right there. It's the passing lanes. They don't really do a great job as far as defense on the man in creating steals, but they cover you up and you can't see who you're passing the ball to, and it just turns into another turnover.
Peter Baker throwing the ball over the head of Wilson and out of bounds. Another unforced error. Well, somewhat unforced error. And Huron back on offense. There's another shot. Three-pointer. Does not drop for Andre Bond. Ball's out of bounds. It's going to go possession over to Skyline.
That's the second, team 6. And that's number 34.
This is odd. We're not seeing the River Rats do the 100% full man pressure, full court. They're sitting back in the zone and still creating turnovers, though.
Still productive defense for Walid Samaha's team. In fact, the only time we have seen a press has come from the Eagles. And there's a steal by Bond all the way to the hoop. And he goes for the dunk and puts it through. Andre Bond with the slam, and Huron leads 24-10.
Well, Pete, you said either the three-pointer or the dunk would do it.
And a three-pointer by Wesley is in and out, no good.
And right off of the defensive play, nice steal. But this is what you really like. Oh, yeah. Finished with a little authority there.
And there he goes, the crowd in the background going crazy.
I think that was me, too.
Were you joining the crowd in the wave?
My River Rat blood kind of oozes out sometimes.
Can't help yourself, eh, Kevin?
Nice finish there.
Once a rat, always a rat, eh?
Just a former, never an ex.
Oh, long three-pointer by Thomas is no good. And back down the floor, up with the shot is Mann. He draws the whistle.
I guess
Bond will pick up the foul.
Yeah, I guess he's still a little amped up from that throwdown.
I would be.
The buzz is still a little, the building is buzzing still a little bit more, and that's what happens.
First free throw by Mann is off the rim, no good.
Mann as well as Wilson, checking out their stats before the game. They're both two guys that get a lot of foul shots, but they don't convert a lot. They're shooting 50% at the line. And you can see right there, they might have to spend a little extra practice time on the foul line.
Another three-pointer by Huron, off the rim, no good. Rebounded by Henry. He'll get it to Lewis. Lewis looking to drive, shut off. kick ball.
Lewis has a grown man face tonight, boy. Every time he gets the ball, he's got the little frown on. He puts the ball on the deck, and he's looking to make things happen.
He's got the uber game face tonight.
I like that.
Oh, Lewis will inbound. He'll get it to Thomas. Thomas will take his time coming up the floor. Under 3 minutes to play here in the second quarter. Now bounce pass to Lewis is intercepted by Mann. And Skyline will bring it across the timeline. Clark tries to hit Wilson, and again, pass too high, out of bounds.
Well, he hit the bus driver. I mean, that was the only guy that was open on that pass play.
Any higher, that would have hit the Oregon player like in slap shot.
Just a bit outside.
Well, Jackson off the foot of Wilson out of bounds. Huron will retain possession. Now, it doesn't take a real long time for the crowd to settle down between Huron baskets. It's been a little bit of time since Huron's last basket. Crowd is still settling down. You almost kind of feel like the Huron players want to fire up that crowd once again with a big three-pointer.
Almost like a homecoming atmosphere. I know that these are crosstown rivals, and everybody seems like they showed up tonight.
Well, Jackson back to Thomas. Again, trying to get those entry passes into Lewis. Skyline doing a pretty good job of getting in the passing lanes and denying Lewis the basketball.
Well, Lewis has been hurting him from behind the arc. You don't want to let him get inside down on the box because he can really do some damage, especially being a awkward lefty.
There's no such thing as an awkward lefty.
I tell you what, he's been bringing in and bringing the business tonight. I like the way he showed up.
Oh, Lewis will inbound. Intercepted by Wilson, and he'll get the easy layup for Skyline. And that'll break a long scoring drought for the Eagles. Nice job by Wilson getting back on defense and intercepting that inbounds pass from Lewis.
Well, he looked like a defensive back. A little Charles Woodson in him.
Now Lewis with the three, and it's through. Oh, Lewis's errant pass, he makes up for it right away. That's a three-pointer. That's his third of the half.
There you go. I was just going to say the guy has found his rhythm, and it's right in front of us over here on the left arc.
And he's been hitting nothing but net. There's been no rattling of the rim or anything. Shot by Skyline off the rim, no good. Picked up another shot, is no good. Now it's Skyline's turn to crash the offensive boards. Marquise Wesley with the basket. And Lewis is going to be called for the offensive foul. And Huron with a 13-point lead. Here's an opportunity for Skyline to score 3 consecutive possessions and cut down this lead a little bit.
Well, I was going to say Coach Samaha is going to take Lewis out and rest him and maybe calm him down a little bit, but don't rest that left hand. It's been working well for you.
Now Clark with a long three-pointer off the front of the rim, no good. Rebounded by Wilson, brings it back up, short. Going to be rebounded by Rouser. Or check that, that's Perkins.
Perkins only a freshman.
Now Huron swinging the basketball around, three-pointer by Thomas, no good.
Boy, that hurt the backboard.
Rebounded by Wesley. Now Wilson driving the lane, looking for a little room. He's going to draw the foul. Shot no good. There's 33.2 left to go in the half.
Well, Theron Wilson's just taking things in his own hand right now. It's the last 2 times down court. Doesn't matter how many River Rat players in front of him. He's determined to get to the rack.
First free throw is good. Here's Lewis driving the lane.
That's 4 guys he's going up against, really?
Lewis back into the game for Huron. Wilson's second free throw. No good. Lane violation. Wouldn't have been good had it dropped anyway.
I think it was actually on the shooter. He's the guy that knows firsthand when it's not going to be a good shot. But as the primary ball handler for the Eagles, I'm sure he's going to be a quick visit to the bench.
Now Lewis drives, gets it down low to Henry. Another referee's whistle.
I think that's a multiple choice foul there. You can pick one of them.
Triplett will pick up the foul for Skyline.
At the line, shooting 2 Hurons, number 0, Antonio Henry.
First one is in and out, no good by Henry.
Usually right now, Pete, we'd be saying he needs to make this so Huron can set up their press. We haven't seen it tonight.
No. First one's off the front of the rim. Or second one is no good as well. But rebounded by Bugs. Oh, Huron not going to hold it for the last shot. They go for the three. And it's good by Yante Jackson. And they've got Skyline doubled up 30-15. Another long shot. And it's no good. It was after the buzzer. And at the half, it's Huron 30 and Skyline 15. And we'll be back with second half action here on City TV Sports.
Hi, I'm Dana Denha, and tune into City TV to find out what's happening in our community.
Hi, I'm Jim Blow, host of Conversations. Twice a month, I have the opportunity to interview the people in Ann Arbor you care to see and hear from. City council members, the mayor, members of the school board, all the way to members of Congress. I've had the pleasure over the past 18 years to bring these people to you. I invite you to join me and the rest of Ann Arbor in Conversations here on City TV Channel 19.
Ward Talk. Ann Arbor City Council members, take your phone calls live. It's the third Wednesday of each month, only on Channel 19 City TV.
PEG TV. Public, education, and government television programs reflect the specific interests and diversity of local communities. You've probably watched it without really knowing what it is or how it benefits you directly. Each community has its own personality, its own style, its own priorities, its own obstacles and needs. And one thing each community has in common is not just the need for its own voice, but access to the means to express it. PEG TV provides that. PEG TV channels are non-commercial and combined nationally deliver more original, locally made shows than all commercial television stations combined. PEG TV delivers entertaining, informational programs for everyone: seniors, youth, parents, educators, consumers, and in some areas delivers multilingual programming for ethnic communities. PEG TV also provides vital election coverage, public safety, and emergency information specific to where you live. Standard programming often includes council and commission meetings, public service announcements, and informational bulletin boards. Special interest programming often includes local festivals, parades, concerts, talk shows, magazine-style shows, and other programs unique to your village, your township, your city, and your neighborhood, which are often overlooked by commercial media programming. In many communities, PEG TV provides the only coverage of local government. Without PEG, it can be difficult for citizens to stay informed about local government issues and events. Your community has a voice, and that voice is speaking to your subdivision, your streets, your senior citizens, your property, and your family's safety, and it's speaking to you. Please learn more about this valuable resource. Tune in to your local PEG channels, then give the following websites a visit. Remember, we are your voice. PEG TV, Public Education and Government Television. Your voice, your community, your PEG.
And welcome back with second half action. Kevin, you want to run down the first half stats for us?
Sure, Pete. Mike Lewis led the Rats with 13 points. He was followed by 8 from Bond, 6 from Jackson, and Henry dished in 3. For the Eagles, they were led by Wesley with 8 points, followed by Theron Wilson with 5 and 2 for Mann.
And the River Rats will start on offense to begin the third quarter. Jackson gets it to Lewis. Lewis being trapped at the half-court line, knocked away from him by Mann. Check it, that's Wesley with the shot and the score and the steal.
That's how the Eagles are going to have to do it, Pete. They're going to have to turn it up on the defensive end. Good start so far.
Another near steal. Shot put up by, that's Jackson.
And you see Mike Lewis gets tied up on top, and, you know, that's just what the Mike Lovelace and the rest of the Eagles are going to have to do in the second half, create some easy buckets for themselves.
I have to give credit where credit is due. That was Theron Wilson on the steal. And Wesley with the finish. First free throw by Jackson is in and out, no good. Next one on the way, and it rattles through.
Now number Skyline number 4, Jordan Woods.
Huron with the 31-17 lead. 7:14 to play here in the third quarter.
The Rats still in their 2-3 zone defense.
Quanquo, he'll take the jumper from the free throw line. In and out, no good.
That's always an open spot on the zone, right behind the guards on the foul line area. Good shot there, just didn't fall.
Oh, inbounded to Clark, quickly gets it to Wilson. Clark's pass through the hands of Wesley. And it looks like Andre Bond's going to be called for the double dribble.
Looks like he was moving a little bit too fast, that the mind was going faster than the hands wanted to work, and kind of double dribbled there.
I think he was eyeing that bucket at the other end of the floor.
Well, he did slam it through first half with some nice power.
Switching hands. He just shifted it from hand to hand instead of bouncing on the floor.
It was quick, too.
To the next
you
hand.
Don't see that.
Nice job by the referee catching that. Now ball on the floor. Wilson to Clark for the layup, and it's good. Now Lewis to Jackson, back to Lewis.
Lewis sort of like their point forward. He's running everything.
Now he gets it back, puts the shot up, no good, gets his own rebound, hits the floor, no whistle. Picked up by Bond. Now out to the corner. three-pointer no good by Jackson. Rebounded by Skyline, and Wilson will bring it up the floor for the Eagles. He'll get it back to Baker for the long shot, and it's good. Baker's foot was on the line. It's going to be a 2-point basket.
Let's see if we can take a quick look at that one, Pete, because that's a big bucket. He really got the Skyline crowd that's slow to get back in the stands. Got him hyped.
Well, Skyline outscoring Huron 6-1 here in the third quarter. Off to that good start, and another turnover by Huron. And head coach Samaha is going to call a timeout as the Eagles have cut this lead down to 10 with 5:31 to play here in the third.
Like the River Rats forgotten, you can see, oh yeah, you can look right there, Pete.
You see Baker's foot right on the line.
Yep, if he was a size 9.5, he would have made it, but as you all know, he's a size 10.
Looks a little bigger than a 10, but I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, I did, I slided him a little. But that quick timeout was a byproduct of the first 3 possessions by the River Rats. You know, the first one they come out, Mike Lewis turns the ball over right out top. The second time up, they get a bucket, but the third time out, Lewis comes out, he calls his own play, rushes it down, and they get an easy bucket going back the other way for the Eagles. So that was a reminder timeout by Coach Samaha. Guys, this game is not over yet.
So a chance for the Eagles to cut this lead to single digits. Oh, Baker bounced pass.
Good move.
Into man.
Man shot the ball a little hard, but that was a good up and under move. We were talking about in the first half the effort it takes to rebound the ball, and now you're seeing in the early moments here of the second half, the Eagles are the team that are being the faster to the ball, getting that extra bounce because of extra effort.
The first free throw by Wesley is good. Well, whatever Coach Lovelace said to the Eagles at halftime is certainly working. Next free throw is off the glass and good. Oh, Skyline cuts the lead to 8. Now Bond called for the travel. Bond upset, looking for the foul.
Rats have already matched their turnovers in the first half. They have 3 in the second half.
Well, ball on the floor, picked up by Wesley. He's going to be called for the travel. And the Rats will get it right back.
Gotta love these basketball games that they come down to the last half, the second half, and the last time, and whoever has the ball can run away with the victory.
Now Thomas back to Bond, back to Thomas. Thomas with the shot off the glass, no good. Rebounded by Wesley. Now Wilson trying to pass, he loses the handle, knocked out of his hands. And the Rats will get it down the floor. Jackson with the shot off the glass and good. No basket. He's called for the charge.
It's one of those calls that can either go one way or another way, but official has to make the call. Unfortunately, a lot of times, Pete, the team that has the momentum, that is feeling good, they usually walk away with that call. And right now it's the Eagles.
Nice job establishing position by Wesley, getting the charge for the Eagles. Now Wilson drives the lane, dishes off for the three-pointer deep to Clark, and it's good. Jack Clark with the 3-ball, and it's now just a 5-point lead by Huron. And the Skyline faithful have gone nuts.
And And right after that, looked like a Huron River Rat turnover. Everything's going right for Mike Lovelace and his Eagles so far in the second half.
There's a 3-ball by Baker, off the rim, no good. Now outletted quickly down the floor. Bond driving the lane, blocked by Mann. Mann's going to pick up the foul. Nice block by Jarius Mann.
Only 1 point so far by the River Rats in the second half, and that was more of what Coach Samaha would like to see. Guys going to the bucket, because if the outside shot's not going to fall, something good can happen. You can get to the foul line.
First free throw by Bond is good.
Foul back in for Skyline in attack. Chad Clark. In for the press, number 0, Antonio Henry. And number 20, Demetrius Sims.
Next one is up and good.
And now the press. Here we go.
Well, Baker breaks the press, takes it down the floor, puts a shot up, no good. That was rebounded by Henry. Now Henry gets it back. Out to Lewis. Lewis with the jumper. Off the rim, no good. Wilson can't come with the rebound. Now shot up by Bond is off the rim, no good. Wesley will pull down the rebound. Nice job by Skyline breaking that press.
Good extra pass.
Clark for 3, no good. Clark gets it back, spin move. Shot off the bottom of the rim, but he gets the foul. And he'll head to the free throw line for 2 shots.
Well, it was a nice play by Barker to hustle and keep that play alive. He finds the open man, and then you see Clark go to the rim, and it looked like Clark was looking for the foul all the way there.
Yeah, Clark's first free throw is off the front of the rim, no good. Clark's next free throw on the way, off the front of the rim as well, rebounded by Lewis.
Only a couple minutes left. We got $34 in donations. So we got $200 for football team will match it. Come on, folks, get those nickels and quarters out.
Now Henry back to Lewis. Lewis looked like he was going to drive, but he was cut off by Baker. Now Thomas gets it down low to Bond, or check that, that's Jackson. Driving shot by Henry's no good. 3-pointer by Lewis is through. And Mike Lewis's 4th 3-pointer of the game. And Huron goes back out to a 10-point lead. And the shot is no good, rebounded by Lewis. I have a referee's whistle.
Well, similar to what we saw in the second quarter when the Eagles put on a run, Mike Lewis shows up with a big 3-pointer. Hello, here he goes again.
Skyline takes a 30-second timeout.
No, Skyline will take the timeout. And with 2:09 left in the third quarter, Huron back out to the 10-point advantage, 36-26.
And although they're up by double digits, the score is a little bit of misnomer because the game has been a lot closer, it seems like, since really the mid-second quarter. Both teams have been playing pretty evenly. It was that first quarter spurt where Huron outscored them 12-4, which has been the big difference.
Right, exactly, Kevin. And again, you know, Skyline really got back into this game at the start of the third quarter. But Huron has, to a degree, reestablished itself, settled down a little bit on offense, giving the ball to Mike Lewis, and he's converted for the River Rats.
Well, again, I think they came out a little bit lackadaisical to start the second half. They doubled up their opponent 30-15 going in at halftime. So, yeah, 17, 18-year-old guys, yeah, I'd probably feel the same way. But Coach Samaha, he called an early timeout and got his guys back in the game.
Another near steal by Skyline. Shot by Lewis is up, no good. Rebounded by Henry. They'll send it back to Jackson with the jumper. He follows his own rebound. Next shot is no good. Picked off by Jordan Woods. Skyline with a little bit of a press.
You can really see the rebounding difference when Mann goes to the bench for the Eagles.
Now Wilson's three-pointer no good. And down the floor goes Huron. And Henry with the layup, and it's good. Now full-court press by the River Rats. Now Woods with it for Skyline. There the pass is intercepted by Bond. And I think the River Rats are starting to feel it again. Long three-pointer off the rim, no good by Alan Thomas. Rebounded by Skyline. And they break the press once again. Okonkwo over to Clark, back to Wilson. He looks for the three-pointer. Dishes it back to Clark, now back to Wilson. Wilson's going to drive the lane, puts a shot up. No good. Woods with the rebound, follows it, and gets the basket. Jordan Woods with the bucket for Skyline. Under 40 seconds of play here in the third quarter. Now Bond loses the handle, and he's going to be called for over and back.
Bond is arguing, saying that the ball was tipped by the Skyline player, and that's why it went to the backcourt. But either way, you got to have a little bit more composure to yourself out there on the floor and respect for the defender.
Well, he was vocal in the first half when he had a foul called on him, or rather he had a travel called on him, and didn't like the fact that he did not get the contact. But Bond traveled before the contact, so the referee's got to call the first error.
And a good substitution there by Coach Sama. Let him calm down a little bit on the bench.
Now Wilson throws the ball out of bounds.
That's their 17th turnover so far tonight.
Well, Kendall Thomas will walk it up the floor slowly. And Lewis with the entry pass and the bucket. 10 seconds of play in the third. Huron with the full court press once again. Now 5 seconds.
They don't know the clock.
Skyline gets a shot off. Nearly falls for Sheriff, and in and out. Little toilet bowl action, and the ball falls away. And Huron comes away with a 12-point lead after 3 quarters of play.
How apropos for this team. That's just how their night's been. Almost in, not so much. You can see the Huron crowd behind them go crazy.
Well, that would have been huge for Skyline. They would have got that lead back under 10 points.
And it's a big psychological thing when you're going to the final court to have it under double digits. But the defensive pressure that Skyline can put on and the way that they can shoot from behind the arc, they shouldn't feel too bad.
Well, even though the lead is 12 points, you're seeing really two pretty evenly matched teams. Both very active, really want to get the ball up and down the floor. Skyline has just really not been able to get the majority of their shots to fall.
Huron looks to be more experienced. They seem to know when they need to turn up the pressure a little bit on the defensive end to create some offense for themselves. And I just said 17 turnovers for the Eagles. That's a hard number to overcome, especially when you're on the road.
Even if that road is only a mere few miles away.
It doesn't matter. You're not in the same locker room. You don't have that same person that sits in the same seat right behind you, makes you feel good. The rim's a little bit different, so believe me, this is a road game for the Eagles.
Well, Skyline will start on offense to begin the fourth quarter. Wesley will inbound. They'll get to Mann, back to Clark. Bounce pass back to Mann. Now Clark with it. Wilson with the alley-oop and the dunk.
Wow.
Darren Wilson slams it through.
Wow. We need a little bit more of that, Coach Lovelace. Nice play.
And a
That's
turnover
the way you
by
open
Bond.
up
Go back to Skyline. Here's a look at that alley-oop. Clark with the pass. Wilson with the dunk.
Wilson's hanging around. Nice two-hand throwdown.
Now Wilson breaks the press, takes it coast to coast. Can't get the layup to convert. Mann with the follow, can't get it to go. Gets his own rebound and puts it back in. And Skyline once again back under double digits. Just an 8-point advantage for the Riverettes. Lewis with the long three, and it's through. And just like that, Lewis says, under 10? I don't think so. Aquanco with the shot is good.
Wow, the action is fast and furious now. Both these teams want to close it out the right way.
Now Henry clearing out. His pass is picked off. Okonkwo with it. He's going to take it to the hoop. He dishes off to Mann. His shot is no good. Picked up off the floor by Lewis.
Ouch.
And with a foul call, it looks like this is going to go against Jarius Mann.
Man, you can't walk to the bench like that. Act like it's not on you, big guy.
And after that fourth foul by Jarius Mann, he's going to take a seat on the bench, and Peter Baker will come in for him.
That's a big loss on the rebounding end for the Eagles when Mann goes to the bench. He's the biggest guy on the floor for them, standing 6'6".
Thomas. Well, Lewis gets the ball again. His shot is short. Picked off by Skyline. Now Clark will take it quickly down the floor. He loses it. Nice steal by Allen Jackson. And Okonkwo is going to be called for the blocking foul. And we're going to have a timeout on the floor.
Exciting little 90-minute spurt there to start off the final quarter.
Lots of energy to begin that fourth quarter as both teams up and down the floor and scoring.
And you got to like it if you're either coach. You know, for the Riverettes, Coach Samaha, they're happy that when the energy looks like, or the momentum's going over to the Skyline Eagles, his team isn't backing down. All they have to do is call up a three-pointer from Mike Lewis.
Well, and the team with the lead doesn't mind trading baskets. It's no big deal because they're going to keep maintaining that lead. Even if the other team's hitting three-pointers, they're still going to maintain that lead at least for a while.
Yeah, we did say that it was going to be on the defensive side where the Skyline Eagles are going to have to put the pressure to come back in this game. And if you're not going to slow down, especially Lewis from behind the arc, that last three was near half court. I don't know how you're going to defend him. But if you can't stop that, game over.
Exactly, and you're really not going to defend that. That shot's from so far out.
Yeah, that's the one you want to give him, right?
You're going to bank on it not being good.
But when
don't ever count out Mike Lewis.
But when a guy is in it like that, and he's get the crowd in going into it like that, doing a little waiver action, you can feel it all night. It doesn't matter where he's at. As long as he's on the court, he's in range.
And Lewis inbounds right in front of us. He'll get it to Yante Jackson. Now Jackson to Kendall Thomas, to Lewis, back to Jackson. Jackson with the three-pointer, and it's good. Yante Jackson with the three-pointer, and Huron back to their full-court press.
Yante Jackson has a nice, smooth shot. Kind of reminds me of Stacey Augman, Mr. Plastic Man.
Now Aquanco back to Baker for three, and it's through. Pistol Pete with the three-pointer.
We're going old school on the names tonight.
And Skyline back under 10 points with a 9-point deficit to make up. 5:35 to play here in the fourth.
It's going to have to be on the defensive end where the Eagles can chop away at this lead.
Now Lewis's shot is short. Baker with the rebound. Now back to Clark for three, and it's through. Jack Clark with the three-pointer, his second. And just like that, it's down to 6.
And there's no backing down for these Eagles. Only in their fourth year, their first year of varsity play, or seniors on their team, and they're all grown up. No more young brother from across the way.
Now Huron moving it around. Now back to Lewis, to Allen Jackson. Yante Jackson with the three-pointer, off the rim, no good. Rebounded by Wilson.
Sometimes when you fall in love with that three-pointer, it can come back and haunt you in the end if it's not falling.
I get it across half court. There's Baker with the three-pointer. Off the rim, no good. Nice rebound by Bond, knocking it away and gathering it in for Huron.
Smart right here by Bond. Settle down, set up a good play. For a moment there, the Rats were falling into a little frantic action that the Eagles need.
Oh, Thomas puts up the shot, one-hander, off the rim, no good. Looks like Clark is going to pick up the over and back over Alan Thomas.
Tough call. Eagles fans don't like it.
One more foul by the Eagles that'll put Huron in the bonus.
Yeah, and it looked like Clark was behind his guy. Yeah, he kind of slapped it away, and I think they either called a hand on his back or maybe even slapped him across the wrist.
Oh, Huron will retain possession. 4 minutes to play. Lewis with the three-pointer from the corner over the rim. That misses everything, but it's off of Baker. And Huron will once again keep possession.
The guy does miss every now and again, huh?
Once in a while. That's the first three-pointer I think he's attempted that he's missed.
Well, I tell you what. The way he's been shooting, I'm not going to be deterred. I'm going to go right back to him.
Oh, yeah. In fact, if I'm in that timeout and I'm at Coach Samaha, I'm going to tell him, keep shooting.
Yeah, of course.
You're leading us, son.
And every time that the Eagles put on a run, it's been a Mike Lewis three that's quelled that run, stepped right on the next.
And that's what a leader does. That's what a senior does. That's what a leader does.
And he's the guy that can bring the ball up court. He can post down low, and he has an outside shot. Why not lean on him for a victory? Some of those tough games that Huron played earlier in the year against Saginaw, Arthur Hill, against Saginaw, they played those tough games to win games just like this. Those games aren't in the league. This is a league game, and it toughens the team up. And that's hopefully what Coach Samaha is going to be talking to his guys about. Remember when we were playing those state-ranked guys? That's how you gain the toughness that you can win your league and take that on into the playoffs.
Oh, Lewis will inbound. A long inbound pass to Thomas. He loses to Quanquo for a second. And a whistle.
Okonkwo's fast on his feet, fast with his hands. Just got caught that time with a hand in a cookie jar, though.
Called for the reach-in, and that'll send Kendall Thomas to the free throw line, shooting the 1-and-1 with Skyline's 7th foul of the half. First one on the way, and it's through.
Thomas's first points of the night. Surprising after the scoring explosion we saw against Ypsilanti in the second half out of that young guy.
And the second free throw is good as well. Oh, Huron back out to the 8-point advantage. 3:40 to play in the game.
The Eagles make that run, but they just can't seem to get over the hump of that 6-point deficit.
Eagles trying to set up Clark in the corner. They take the jumper by Wesley. It's off the rim, no good. And we have another whistle. This foul is going to be on Marcus Buggs.
Well, if you're Jarius Mann, that's what you want to do. Get inside, make yourself known.
Pass tipped away.
What a play there. That might be the play of the game.
Kendall Thomas in the air calling timeout, and the referee grants it.
I want to check that. It might have been Jackson who was up in the air. If we take another look at that, he steals the ball. He has the quick thought process to go up and say, hey, timeout. Is it number 2 Jackson?
Good call. Nice eye there. Yontae Jackson with that play. Calling timeout in the air, going out of bounds. And Huron will keep possession.
Real heady play there. You know, when I was speaking with Coach Samaha before the Ypsilanti game, he was, you know, just going to lengths of telling me how smart his team was. And he did lose a lot of players. They logged a lot of time last year. But this is a group that they grasp new concepts very fast. And a play like that typifies it.
Well, and Jackson, only a sophomore, which you would tend to expect that play more out of a senior or upperclassman than you would a freshman or a sophomore.
True.
Now Lewis drives the lane, and he's going to be called for the offensive foul. Nice job there by Jarius Mann drawing the charge. That was big by Mann standing in there with 4 fouls.
Yeah, Lewis is not a small guy. When he's coming at you with a full head of steam, it takes some intestinal fortitude to stay there and not want to move.
Well, and he's risking fouling out of the game, too.
True.
Oh, a long three-pointer by Wilson is good. And it's a 5-point advantage for Huron.
Let's see if the Eagles can play some defense here now. Get an easy turnover.
Now ball in the corner. Back out to Jackson, to Bond, back to Lewis. Lewis pulls up. Jumper is good. And
that guy is insane tonight.
Just a 2-point basket for Mike Lewis. Now Baker with for 3, and it's through. And look at that, the lead is now 4.
Just another Friday night in Ann Arbor, Pete.
Well, it's been such a great effort by the Eagles here in the second half. I'd like to think it comes down to the final possession. But don't count out the River Rats. There's Lewis with the jumper, and it's through. Under 2 minutes to play here in the game. And Wilson's pass out of bounds. It'll be River Rat possession. I think sometimes the Eagle players, when Wilson has the ball, think he's going to the hoop. And when he passes like that while he's in the air, they're not really expecting it. We've seen that 2 or 3 times tonight where he's just passed it and the ball's just gone right out of bounds. There's not even been any hands up.
Well, they tell you don't ever jump the ball, jump the pass.
And a shot down low by Lewis is no good, but he draws the foul. And Mike Lewis will head to the free throw line.
To add to his 25 points on the night. Great play there by, you see Bond come in and draw the defense to himself, and very strong play there by Mike Lewis. Just power the ball up.
In the air.
Yes.
Easy
out of position.
First free throw by Lewis is good. Next one on the way is also good. Mike Lewis is on fire tonight.
27 points so far, and most of it's been behind the arc. One was shot from the parking lot.
And Baker called for the travel.
Unfortunately, that is not what the Eagles need right now. They're making a big comeback, and you got to really take care of the ball. Barker knows that.
Wow, when you get under a minute and a half, every possession is so critical. Now Lewis all alone in the paint and gets the easy bucket.
Don't know if it's a career high, but 29 points is nothing to sneeze at.
Oh, timeout on the floor by Skyline. And look at that. Headed down to 4 points. Huron back out 10.
And who did it? It was
Mike
all
Lewis.
done by Mike Lewis.
He's a great leader, but the only thing you would be maybe a little critical about or worry about is making sure that the other players don't just stand around on the floor in a game where maybe they're down and they expect Lewis to do it all. The other players have got to get involved too.
And I'm glad you mentioned that, but earlier in the game there was a play where Lewis had an open shot and he found Bond for the open layup. Good team play out of him. So they do know that he is a shooter, He's a scorer. Get him the ball where he can do what he does best, put the ball in the bucket.
Well, I honestly think that if that does occur, I would assume Coach Samaha would call a timeout and try and get his guys to, look, he's not the only guy on the floor.
True. And they have a great program. As we said earlier, 2 out of the last 3 years, they've been in the Final Four of the state basketball finals. Some of these guys may have not have been on the court, but they were on that team.
Right.
And they learned how to win the right way. And that culture, you can see it out on the court tonight. They never got frazzled when the lead was going away.
Oh, Wilson gets it to Baker, back to Wilson. Long three-pointer by Theron Wilson is no good. Rebounded by Wesley. Clark with the jumper. Off the rim, no good. Rebound pulled down by Yante Jackson. 51.9 left in the game, and he's immediately fouled.
Wow, to be only a sophomore, Jackson is a heady player. Got that ball, held onto it with 2 hands because he knows that people are going to be trying to steal it, especially when he's in the backcourt area.
Jackson's first free throw is no good. That's a 1-and-1 free throw. Oh, Wilson is fouled by Yante Jackson.
Come on, Yante, I was just giving you some praise, bro. You can't make a silly foul like that. You want the clock to continue to run. And that's what Coach Samaha's screaming at him now. They got to use your head on a play like that. And
a little aggressive on the defense.
30 feet away, I'm sorry. If he's going to make that three, he's got to make that three.
That's the type of foul you make when you're down 10 points, not up 10 points.
True.
First free throw by Wilson is through. So he earns the second one. Next one on the way is also good. Oh, Skyline with the press. And they break it. Get it to Henry over the half-court line. And Baker's going to be called for the reach-in.
Necessity foul there. Got to stop the clock.
Well, and with that foul, that puts Huron in the double bonus. So Henry's going to get 2 free throws. He'll rattle the first one home. You know what this game reminds me of a lot is a tournament game.
It really did.
You know, one team takes the lead, the other team kind of comes back, and then the team with the lead gets fouled as the team that's down tries to get back in it by fouling.
And we said Skyline's only in their 4th year, but they've grown up a lot.
So Wilson will pick it up at half court. Look at the Sambenden in the corner. Back out top to Wilson. Wilson with the 3-point shot. That's way short. Rebounded by Clark. His putback is no good. Oh, Lewis will handle.
Coach Loveless is called off the dogs.
Except for Jack Clark.
Well,
he didn't get the message. He steals the ball. Baker with the 3-point shot is no good. Lewis will pick it off, and he'll dribble it out. And that's going to do it for the game as Huron comes away with the 10-point victory, 58-48, as the home crowd storms the court.
Is it football season down there?
Kind of looks a little planned to me, but
man, I hope somebody didn't get hurt down here. And you can see the athletic director, Donnie Davis, trying to salvage him.
I'd like to thank all the people that make this production possible. Our director, Rob Cross, audio and replay by Greg McDonald, audio replay by Jim McKinley, computer graphics by Greg McDonald, our camera guys, Nick McCauley, Mike Dermody, and Robert Hughes. And for Kevin Bryant, it's Pete Poyer with the final from the Riverdome. You're on 58 and Skyline 48.